The devil sees the birth of Dracula, the Forest of Spikes, 1462. Pan walked among the forest that wasn't forest, 20,000 men on pikes, arranged in perfect rows stretching for miles. Some had been there for weeks. Some were fresh, still jerking. The Ottoman envoys rode between them in absolute silence, their horses stepping carefully, as if the ground itself had become sacred. This was Vlad's masterwork, not the killing. Killing was mundane, mechanical Ottoman efficiency applied to Ottoman soldiers, but the display, the theater of it, the way he'd turned the approach to his castle into a corridor of rot and screaming, where the only exit was forward, deeper, past more bodies, more stakes, more evidence of what waited at journey's end. Pan could taste it rolling off the envoys in waves, the realization dawning slowly as they rode deeper into the forest of meat. This wasn't war, war had rules. This was something older, something that predated sultans and treaties. This was the message written in decomposing flesh. I am not a man you can negotiate with. I am what sleeps beneath civilization's skin. One envoy vomited. Pan savored it. Not the physical act, but the moment before, when the man's mind finally accepted what his eyes had been showing him for the past hour. When strategic cruelty became, I'm going to die here screaming and no one will save me, another began to pray. The words came out broken, childlike, the imperial messenger reduced to begging a god who clearly wasn't listening, because if God listened, this wouldn't exist, couldn't exist, shouldn't be possible in a world with meaning. But Pan knew better. This had always been possible. Vlad hadn't invented anything. He just remembered, had tapped into something primal, something that turned battlefields into nightmare exhibitions, that transformed military action into psychological demolition. The envoys would deliver their message, would return to Constantinople with stories that wouldn't be believed, because believing them meant accepting that the world was thinner than anyone wanted to admit, that beneath every treaty and title and sultan's decree was the same old darkness waiting. Pan followed them back to the city's edge, feeding on their shock, their sleeplessness, the way they'd flinch at shadows for the rest of their lives. Vlad never needed to invade Ottoman territory. He'd invaded their minds instead, much more efficient.